In the late 19th century, in the small town of Kulmbach, Germany, a young boy named Hans Wilsdorf faced a heartbreak that could have crushed anyone's dreams. By the age of 12, Hans had lost both of his parents, leaving him an orphan in a world that didn't offer second chances. With no family to support him, he was sent to boarding school, where life was tough and the future seemed uncertain. But Hans wasn't like most kids. He had a quiet determination, a relentless curiosity, and a vision that the world didn't see coming. After completing his education, Hans found work at a watch export company in Switzerland. It wasn't glamorous, and it certainly wasn't the kind of job that hinted at future billions. But for Hans, it was the perfect training ground. Day after day, he handled watches, studied their mechanics, and realized something others overlooked. The world was obsessed with pocket watches, but wristwatches, small, elegant, and easy to wear, were the future. At that time, wristwatches were seen as delicate accessories, mostly for women. Men considered them impractical and unreliable, but Hans saw potential where others saw limitations. He envisioned a wristwatch that wasn't just stylish, but also precise and durable. A timepiece that could handle the daily grind without losing its elegance. In 1905, at just 24 years old, Hans founded his own company in London, Wilsdorf and Davis, with his brother-in-law, Alfred Davis. They specialized in assembling high-quality wristwatches using Swiss movements. But Hans knew that to make a real impact, the watches needed a name that was simple, memorable, and globally recognizable. He wanted something short, easy to pronounce in any language, and strong enough to stand the test of time. After trying hundreds of combinations, he landed on a single word: Rolex. According to Hans, the name felt like the perfect sound of a watch being wound, a small but powerful detail that reflected his meticulous nature. But naming the brand was only the beginning. The real challenge was proving that wristwatches could be as reliable as pocket watches. Hans pushed boundaries, collaborating with Swiss manufacturers to improve precision and durability. His efforts paid off in 1910, when a Rolex became the first wristwatch in the world to receive the Swiss Certificate of Chronometric Precision, a groundbreaking achievement. Still, Hans wanted more. He envisioned Rolex as the gold standard in reliability, especially under extreme conditions. In 1926, Rolex launched the Oyster, the world's first waterproof wristwatch. To prove its strength, Hans orchestrated a daring publicity stunt. He gave the Oyster to Mercedes Gleitze, the first British woman to swim across the English Channel. After a grueling 10-hour swim in icy waters, the Rolex emerged in perfect working condition, a moment that made headlines and cemented Rolex's reputation for durability. But Hans wasn't done innovating. In 1931, Rolex introduced the world's first self-winding mechanism, known as the perpetual rotor, which allowed the watch to wind itself through the natural motion of the wearer's wrist. This invention set the foundation for modern automatic watches. Over the decades, Rolex didn't just become a timepiece. It became a symbol. Explorers wore them on Everest, divers trusted them in the depths of the ocean, and presidents sported them in the halls of power. Owning a Rolex became a statement of success, precision, and timeless elegance. What's most remarkable is that Hans Wilsdorf never built Rolex for fame or fortune. He built it for purpose and perfection. Even after achieving massive success, he funneled most of his wealth into the Hans Wilsdorf Foundation, ensuring that Rolex would remain independent and that its profits would fund charitable causes long after his passing. From an orphan boy in Germany to the mastermind behind the world's most iconic watch brand, Hans Wilsdorf's story is a testament to vision, resilience, and the belief that even the smallest ideas, like a wristwatch, can change the world when fueled by passion. Today, every Rolex on every wrist carries a piece of that legacy. A reminder that greatness isn't about where you start. It's about how far you're willing to go. And Hans Wilsdorf, he went all the way.